Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are doing really well. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how do you build your personal brand. The reason I wanted to talk about it is it's become a very common question during job interviews. I was slightly surprised because I found it hard to believe that an individual is being equated to a brand, but that's how it is. And when we talk about social media, it's really important for the world to know that how is it that we define ourselves. It's important for us to know how do we define ourselves and how do we portray ourselves to the world. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to you more about personal branding. It's interesting to note that we all are actually a brand. Whether you work for a large international company, there's a certain way you represent yourself within that company and also how you represent yourself to the clients. Otherwise, if you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a small solo entrepreneur or if you're a large startup founder, it's again very important on how you represent yourself, how you portray yourself to your clients, to your investors. And at the end of the day, it becomes really important because that's how the world is going to perceive you, and that's the kind of perception that they will carry with them for a long time. The first thing that you need to keep in mind is just think very deeply in terms of what is it that you want to be known for. Think with awareness, try to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. And when you're trying to create a certain personal brand, it's not just going to be about what you are currently, but also somewhere down the line, what you perceive yourself or what you aim yourself to be, say next 5 to 10 years. Once you do a deep analysis of your strengths and weaknesses, then it will be easy for you to build a roadmap in terms of where you're headed. If you identify a goal for yourself, say it's a 5-year goal, and you know that you have certain strengths, then you want to improvise on those strengths. But if you have certain weaknesses which you have identified, then you work on those weaknesses and you try to overcome them so that you can achieve a certain personal goal or a professional goal 5 years later or even 1 year later. The second very important thing is that you need to have a very good online presence, and it's become really critical now because of social media being so important. So whether you have a presence on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn, for example, it's sort of like a small window for the world to sneak into your life. Whether you want to share your achievements, your goals, things you're working on. You must and absolutely share them through relevant social media profiles. If you're a creator or an artist, do it on Instagram. If you're a working professional and that's where you really want to build your personal brand, then share your content, share your achievements through LinkedIn, because this is how it will be easy for your audience and people to connect with you, to relate with you, to understand the kind of work you do. And also it will give you an opportunity to network with a lot more people online. That actually leads me to my third point, which is really about paying attention to networking. Personally, I feel as especially women don't pay much attention to it because we always feel that there's so much going on in our lives. But I think regardless of gender, whether you're a man or a woman, a young startup owner or a small scale business owner or a large corporate employee, networking is extremely important for everyone. So try to attend events, whether they're online events or offline events. It gives you an opportunity to market your skills, to show your capabilities, tell people what you're good at, what is it that you work on. And even if you're not able to make a sale or you're not able to get a new client, during a networking event or a meet and greet event, it's also a great way to learn something new. It's always an educational area where you get to meet new people, learn more what's happening in the industry, in the market, what are the kind of skill sets that are in demand, and that's something that can always lead to further growth opportunities. So when I really talk about networking, or I talk about being active on social media, my basic recommendation to you is to learn to be social by design, and that really helps in owning your overall brand as a person, because when you're going out, you have presence on LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter. When you create content on these social platforms, then people really get to know that you are a subject matter expert in that area. They also understand that that you want to go out in the market and you want to connect with people. So whether you connect with people online, or whether you go out in social gatherings, more professional gatherings where you get to meet industry experts, it's a great way to connect with people. It's a great way to make them understand the kind of work you do. And I will probably keep repeating this point throughout my discussion with you, but really can't stress more on this fact that just be as open to people and new ideas as possible, because it not just really improves and makes your personality sparkle more, but it also works in improving your contacts, your client set, etc. in future in a much better way. The fourth thing that you really need to keep in mind is to keep an elevator pitch ready. All of us work really hard to build our personal brands, whether in terms of the kind of work we do, or the education and the colleges, the institutes that we go to. But we just forget to really tell the world on what we are, maybe in a matter of just 50 seconds or 1 minute. So when I'm saying that keep that elevator pitch ready, it really sums up your entire life, your career, your goals, in a matter of 1 minute, and that elevator pitch doesn't need to be used in an elevator, but use it to describe your life, whether it's even in an informal party, or in a job interview, or a personal meeting. But make sure it's clear, it's concise, it sums up your work and your profile really well, and that's something that people will always remember, because you had put something interesting in it, and it really summarizes and portrays your entire brand in a quick overview. My fifth point is actually related to the elevator pitch, but this time I will not tell you to talk, but I will also tell you to listen and practice empathy. Because when we are out there, talking, meeting to new people, networking, showing them our skill set, what our company does, very often we forget to listen to what the other person has to say. And to be able to have a good conversation, listening is as much important as talking. And if you practice empathy, if you give a good ear to what the other person has to say, then it will also give you an opportunity. It will help you understand that what is it that you need to talk to that person about. So never forget that it's not just talking about your brand that's going to take you places, it's also listening. My last recommendation would be, and personally I find it very, very important, is to understand and know your purpose. Try to understand why you're making a particular professional choice. What is it that you want to do? Why you're doing it? What is in that entire work or in that engagement that will help you become consistent, that will keep bringing you back to your startup or your company or whatever personal brand that you want to build. And just remember that you keep focused on your goal, and you actually think about it deeply every day. Take a break from your entire routine, meditate well, breathe deeply, and learned to focus on where you want to take your life to. Just one quick bonus point. Always remember to have a good photo shot, headshot taken whenever you're using your photographs for any online social media. It's extremely critical. Makes a really good impression or even a bad impression if you don't put a good professionally taken photograph out there, depending on what social media platform you're on. And if you're wondering on how to make your LinkedIn profile look better and work really well for your professional growth, do check out my other video. I am going to share the link in the description box below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and you got to learn a few things. If you have any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you all really soon. Bye.